Hello everyone, it's Sophia again. Today we have a very unusual topic that anyone with a faint heart is probably not going to do so well with. So, I'll go ahead and state the question. Who here has ever wondered if it was possible to eat your own brain? There's probably a lot of you who are aware of various tribes who do so. Actually, I recently came across an article that talked about the rituals of the tribes. Believe me, it surprised even me. These tribes in the New Guinea performed a funeral ritual which consisted of the fact that they ate the human brain. Can you imagine that this ritual is being performed even now in the 21st century? For them, eating the brain is a transfer of strength, energy, and spirit from one person to another. That is, many natives want to take the power of another person for themselves, so they arrange a dinner out of his brain. So, let's figure out what the danger is. Why people are dying to have this dish. We all know that the brain is the fattest organ. It consists of 60% fat. Yeah, surprise your girlfriend with that when she talks about being fat again. Also, the brain is as soft as a bun. Biologists found out that all of the physical flesh of a person is suitable for use, just like that of an animal. Yeah, I'd never like to see a use like that, even in these tribes. But either way, it's still a scientific fact. But for some reason, the human brain can't be used. Why is that? The first thing we have to remember is that the brain is responsible for the transmission of hereditary information in exactly the same way as DNA and RNA. Our brain contains both correctly formed proteins and deformed proteins. That is, prions. These proteins cause the degradation of such a function in humans, which is responsible for the nerves and the nervous state. That disease is called kudu. The worst thing about this disease is the incubation period. Imagine that poor aborigines can feel headaches, fits of laughter, and fatigue for 30 years. And only then the terrible consequences begin. Anyone who's faint of heart, hold on. Kudu destroys the human nerve cells, which prevents a person from completely controlling himself. There are some indulgences in the disease. The brain can't feel the pain, so its destruction is thankfully not accompanied by hellish pains. The worst thing that you can stumble upon is that many tribes still use the human brain as a delicacy. They believe it conveys the energy and strength of another person. So, if you're in Africa or Guinea, you always have to remember to be vigilant. So, we've done some good research on some terrible science facts. At the same time, they're really interesting, since, for example, according to scientists, you can eat a person's legs and it won't be harmful, but the brain, now that's tricky. Do you think a person can really adopt all the abilities of another person if he eats his brain? What kind of prevention is needed between war against tribes? Speaking of war, an interesting thought just came to me. What would happen if children declared war against adults all over the planet? Would kids be able to win? Sure, we're smaller than the adults in size, but there are 3 times more of us.
Because of coronavirus, I decided to take online school, where I am paired up with random 9th graders around my area who got the same courses as me. So last semester, I got French and I got drama. And I had French in the morning. My teacher decided that we should work on a project together in French. And so she put us in breakout rooms, and I was with like 5 or 6 people at the time. I have a cat who doesn't really meow unless he's like hungry or something. Sometimes I just randomly meow at him, even though I know he's not gonna meow back. And I go rawr, I go meow. And so I'm in my Zoom class and I'm stretching. I was very stupid. I was kind of like I was like doing the weirdest sounds ever while I was stretching. I was roaring, I was meowing, I was like stretching all at the same time, and I sounded extremely stupid and cringy. And I look to my screen and I see that my mic is on, so everybody in the breakout room heard that, including my teacher who was peeping over the calls. And I was so embarrassed. I turned the mic off and I screamed so loud, and everybody heard, and everybody was extremely weirded out, but everybody just decided to like try to forget about it. But moral of the story, do not meow at your cats, and always look at your screen to see if your mic is on or off.
Oh my god, and we totally jumped off the cliff and had to swim all the way to shore because the dog chased us all the way to the end.
One day, this guy hit me up on Instagram and he just DM'd me and said he thought I was really pretty and he was like looking for a girl, so he wanted to get to know me. I had known of him, but I had never really talked to him before. So I was like looking through his account and I noticed that we had a mutual friend who we will call Kiara. So I texted her about it and she basically told me that like she was setting us up, but I honestly was just not interested in him. Like I just didn't think he was cute and I wasn't attracted to him, but I still decided to give him a chance because I was intrigued by him because he was like very straightforward. That was honestly the most bold thing a guy had ever said to me before, considering we had never really talked before that. After a few weeks of getting to know him, I actually ended up liking him back, and we never had like an official relationship, but people knew we were like a thing. Then one day I was at my friend's house and she revealed to me that he had called her the N-word on the phone the night before, and she was the one who set us up in the first place. So I was really shocked by this, but I asked her if she knew that he had said the N-word before this, like if it was something he said regularly. And regardless, I was done with him. Like even if it was only one time, I would still be done with him regardless, but I was just curious if she knew about this or not. And she said, yeah, he regularly would say the N-word and he called her it before, like multiple times, and he used it like a regular word to him. I was just so shocked and hurt by this. I called him out for it and I texted him. He was just very dismissive and he tried to make me believe that it wasn't a big deal or like it was just a word. And I was trying to explain to him how it was wrong. He kept saying how he only says it in songs and like he just says it as a joke with his friends and stuff like that. And that was the part that kind of hurt me the most, is when he said that he only uses it as a joke, because that word is not a joke. It's not just a word, it's slur. And the fact that I had liked him for a while and like I had been getting to know him for so long, and then to find out that he's literally racist, it just really shocked me and it really, really hurt me. I got rid of him on Snapchat, I unfollowed him on Instagram.